Okay, it's time for today's training update on the countdown to Busso 70.3 series. We have 13 days to go. Got a really busy day, including a few appointments in the afternoon. So therefore I scaled both the bike and run session I had planned for today. And I made them into a brick session, so I did them back to back. So the bike was a key bike session. I've actually evolved from Sam Appleton, who's an Aussie pro who's based in the US. He's actually racing his first Ironman at Busselton this year as well, which is kind of cool. So it was a very hard bike session, and I scaled it, and so I can see why he rides so fast, because it was a very hard session. So I did 3 by 3 minutes, very hard. They're essentially best sustainable effort. So yeah, obviously very, very hard, with a couple of minutes in between each of those. And then that was followed by a 12-minute race intensity effort. I did 1 round, he does typically 2 to 3. So I do all my indoor training sessions, which is probably about 60-70% of all of my total riding, on a mag trainer. So I don't use a smart trainer, and therefore I don't have power, and I don't have a power meter on my bike. So I'm not necessarily against power meters, I just don't have one, and I like the simplicity of riding to feel and or heart rate. And today it was basically the whole session was done by feel. The 3 minutes, 3 minutes would be essentially best effort. So I was just, for that type of session, I'm just basically in the biggest gear possible to hold a reasonable cadence, and I spent the whole 3 minutes just basically asking myself if I was honestly giving the best that I could. I don't typically do a lot of sessions like this, as I've alluded to already, but I feel like I executed it really well. And the good positive sign in terms of my overall fitness and also recovery was that my heart rate responded really well, so that's a good sign. And off the back of those 3 by 3 minutes, the race intensity work almost felt easy, felt like I was soft pedaling. So the bike session was all done and dusted in about an hour, and then I ran straight off the bike, and that was just under 30 minutes and just over 6 Ks of running. It was just some zone 2 running with a few builds to a higher intensity, just to essentially shake it up and wake the body up. I felt sluggish from start to finish because of the nature of the bike session I'd just done, and then I was actually a little bit distracted with what else is going on today, so the builds weren't exactly that great either. Focus for the rest of the day will be to make sure I eat and hydrate really well, to set myself up for tomorrow, which will be a key swim session. And similar to last week, I might try and go a little bit longer, especially if I feel good in the morning. And then I'm going to do another heavy strength session in the gym, which will probably end up being my last heavy strength session before heading to Busso. So time to get into it for me. I've got to get into the rest of the day.